Welcome again, explorers. As we continue exploring, we are going back to the Bible. The next segment is where we talk about spiritual discovery. Now, for today, we are going to start off by looking at the Bible Concordance. It is some form of a dictionary. It gives you clues. Now, if you look at the Bible that I'm carrying, it's talking about the dictionary or the concordance. What we find there, let's explore. Oh, for example, we find the abbreviations of the Bible. Look at, for example, the book of Peter. We abbreviate it by PET. It's a short way of writing it. It helps us even when somebody is preaching, for us to catch up with what he's saying or the verses that he's giving. We can quickly write 1 Peter, which means 1 Peter. Also, we find the meaning of words or the meaning of the events that were happening that we find in the Bible. For example, if you want to look up who Aaron is, instead of going to Google, you can use your concordance. It tells me here that Aaron, the older brother of Moses. It even gives me the verses where I can find his name mentioned. It is quite a helpful tool, and I believe you are going to enjoy using it. Do you know what amen means? I found the meaning here. It says verily or so be it. So every time you say amen, you are saying verily or so be it. Now I want you to go on and select 2 topics and words that you can find in the Bible, and then you tell us the meaning. And then from there, we are going to move on to our groups, where we need to memorize a Bible text about prayer, about doctrine, about behavior, about salvation, relationships, promise, praise, and great passages. There are lots of interesting passages that we find, especially in these last days. For example, Matthew chapter 24. What does it talk about? It is a great passage for us to study. How about exploring the Bible a little bit more? From there, I want you to do a role play. And this time, we are not going to be doing Old Testament characters, nor are we going to be acting out Jesus. But we want to find characters that are found in the New Testament church. What is a New Testament church? It is the church that comes after Jesus. I want you to find out how they lived. Pick a character and perform a skit. Now, you will find that you will need some people to assist you. How about involving your family in it? For tonight's devotion, why don't you try and act out a skit? It will help us to understand what exactly happened. Allow everybody to bring in their creativity, and you will see what a wonderful time you're going to have as a family. Or maybe you've got siblings or cousins. How about involving them in the skit? And then after that, I want you to look at people who are called missionaries. Have you ever heard of David Livingstone? Who was David Livingstone? How about Moffat? Tell me more about them. Look for missionaries. 8 if you can. But now, I want you to look at them visiting about 4 continents. If you can find someone who has visited 4 continents, it's good. But if you can find one, it's still good. But now they have to range between 1900 up to 1950. I believe none of you was born then. But I want you to look for those missionaries. I've already given you a few. I'm sure you won't have trouble finding the rest. And if we move on with our curriculum, we find that we need to talk more about abuse, about TV and media, and about reading. How often do you read? Do you like reading? I have a beautiful book that I want to share with you. If you are a fast reader, it won't take you time to read it. How about sharing a book or even forming a reading club? I've got beautiful book that we can read. Since we are all going to school, it talks about learning, resilient learning. After that, we're going to look at serving others. If we're looking at serving others, we are talking about not being selfish. Remember, Christ grew in favor with God and with men, which means he was working for men and relieving their needs. How about serving someone? But this time on a broader scale, we're looking at a larger community instead of looking at individuals. How about being involved in a community program? It could be a drug awareness campaign. It could be helping and assisting those who are sick, or visiting old people's homes. How about trying that so that we can serve others and work for God? After that, can you participate in church programs? Maybe your church runs a soup kitchen. Why don't you volunteer to give out the food? Or even go on further to give out clothes. Do you have clothes that you're no longer using? Or do you want to buy some brand new clothes and share with those who do not have? Get involved in your church outreach programs. Now, the other topic that we want to look at is making friends. I'm sure by now you've got a lot of friends. Now you can distinguish what kind of friends you have. Or maybe you don't have so good friends. Those who give you peer pressure. What is peer pressure? Do you understand what peer pressure is? Do you understand what peer pressure does? Look at your clothes. Are you wearing them because you like them? Or because of peer pressure you're wearing them? The things that you do, are you pressured by your friends? Or it's Jesus who is your friend and is helping you? Who is your idol? Who is your role model? Are you imitating them? Do you like the way they look? Do you like their lifestyle? Are you being pressured into doing things that you don't like? How best can you say no? The decisions that you make. Why are you choosing what you are choosing? Is it because of mom, or is it because of your peers? Learn to stand on your own. I want us to go on and look at the Christian grooming honor. What is grooming and what manners are expected of Christians? We can take, for example, the table. What do we do when we want to reach out for some salt shaker? Do we ask, or we just stretch our hands and we put other people's plates in our armpits? Don't we ask for somebody to pass it? How about chewing? When we are chewing, do we chew with our mouths open? How about exploring for ourselves what the Christian grooming and manners honor requires? And we answer those questions. I'm sure this will be a very relevant honor that we can do at home. But for now, I only want you to look at number 1 and number 11, number 12 and number 13. And number 14. Those are the ones that I want us to look at. And we answer the questions that follow. Now, from there, I want you to move on to health and fitness. How does exercise help us? Do we understand why we exercise? Do we really need to exercise? Do we really need to look physically fit? Why are you going to the gym? Why do people go to the gym? Is it because they want to lose weight? They want to maintain a certain figure? Why do we go to the gym? I believe that when we exercise, we also exercise the mind. So if you want your mind to clear, you can try and exercise. If you want to be healthy, you have to exercise. How about the fresh air and the sunshine? We spoke about people who smoke and they are near us. When they do smoke, what happens to the air? We do need fresh air. This is why sometimes we encourage people to go out in the country where the air is fresher and move away from the cities. I want you to take some time out. Go into the country where there's a lot of sunshine, where there's a lot of fresh air, and you exercise and you look at the state of your mind, trust me, you'll be refreshed. Take a break. From there, I want you to earn the basic rescue honor. How about doing it and asking your parents to help? How about starting a chat group where you can discuss it and cover it as friends? May the Lord bless you as we continue. We are going to look at nature study next. Goodbye.